This past weekend, during the Jewish holiday season, 20 to 25 young people vandalized a store in Crown Heights, Brooklyn. The surveillance tape shows largely a group of young black kids going in and vandalizing a store owned by Hasidic Jews. It has people questioning whether or not this may have been inspired by the historic tension that exists in Crown Heights that was sparked when a young black child was killed by the car of a Jewish leader. At that time, there were riots. Some are saying, was this an event that shows there's still that tension going on in Crown Heights? I went to the Gourmet Butcher where it took place on Troy Street and Carroll Avenue to see what happened. The owner of the store did not want to talk on camera, but apparently some of the people who vandalized the stores were yelling inflammatory statements, Heil Hitler and what have you, as they were knocking things down in the store. Talking to people in the neighborhood, I got mixed signals. Some saying that relations in the neighborhood are fine. Others told me that there is some tension and that these young people would never have done it to a store that was owned by black people. But nobody wanted to go on camera with this. Isaac Abraham, who is a leader in the Hasidic Jewish community, told me Crown Heights was a long time ago. Stop trying to drudge up old racial tension. That's not what this was about.
Those people who want to find blame on something, on tensions that was there years ago, are basically a bunch of morons and don't want to face reality that it could be their own children in the same school that these kids were a bunch of thugs and basically are trying to incite something.
Another interesting component of this that may lead to the fact that it was a message or there really was tension is that nothing was stolen. I mean, all they did was come in, vandalize, destroy some things, and leave. So were they trying to send a message to the owners of the store? We don't know. So far, police, even with the surveillance video, have made no arrests. The store has cleaned up. They're continuing open for business, but Crown Heights is wondering if age-old tension has reared its ugly head again.
This could have gone completely out of control. Imagine the owner has a shotgun and he is defending his store, because you don't know how far this could go. I mean, you just don't have a right to walk into someone's store and create chaos and intimidate people and then run away. I hope the cops get someone, because someone should be made an example of, you can't behave like this. Jillian?
I mean, I think the only fortunate part about this is that they really didn't have a good plan. If you see the video, they kind of just knocked down everything in the front. A majority of the kids couldn't even get into the store. They could have done, with how many kids that you see there, they could have done significant damage to that place.
Calling it a hate crime gives license to people to feed those racial tensions and attack a deli like that. I mean, there's vandalism crimes happening all over. They're in Patterson, in Newark, in Trenton. So this is not necessarily a hate crime. This is just crime for crime.
Regardless of who you talk to, none of them wanted to go on camera, but none of them wanted the racial tension associated with their neighborhood. They all said these were not people who lived here. These were not young people who represent us. So hopefully you catch them, because regardless of someone's background, they said they're thugs and should be punished.